If you are able, please rise as we begin the ceremony tonight by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, family, friends, Ms. Leary, Mrs. Hoth, North Penn faculty, administration, and most importantly, our 90 newest National Honor Society inductees. Yay. My name is Michelle Mclarnon, and I'm one of the advisors here at the North Penn Honor Society. It is truly a pleasure to stand before you and have the opportunity to acknowledge North Penn's shining stars. I'd like to introduce you now to my co-advisor, Billy Jackson, who will go over the process of how to be inducted into NHS.
Good evening. My name is Billy Jackson. Tonight is the culmination of a process that began in July with the first meeting of our National Honor Society Cabinet, which has run its course unabated to bring you, your parents, and your friends here this evening. It's a process that's steeped in tradition and has been repeated essentially in the same form for over 100 years. It's a process that recognizes excellence. It's a process that shines a light on the best parts of human nature. The totality of your life's efforts are a part of this process, which has brought you here today. And make no mistake, you are the select few who are chosen from the select few who applied to become part of the National Honor Society. We welcome you into this hallowed tradition. We wish you good fortune on the road that you have already begun to pave with your many accomplishments. Please now allow me to introduce the president of the North Penn chapter of the National Honor Society, Emily Woodland.
Inductees may now be seated. Good evening, everyone. As Mr. Jackson stated, my name is Emily Woodland, and I'm the president of the North Penn chapter of the National Honor Society. This evening is all about celebrating the many commendable achievements of our inductees. The North Penn National Honor Society focuses its efforts on emphasizing the importance of being a well-rounded individual. Not only does the society hold high academic standards and persistence to high esteem, it also encourages students to consider their position in their community so that aid may be provided to those in need. This year, students will have the chance to complete numerous service projects in collaboration with nonprofit organizations in the North Penn area, interact with their peers to improve our school, and grow as leaders as they obtain important occupational skills. My job as president of the organization is to foster an appreciation for NHS in every one of our members. My goal is not to dictate how the society is run, but rather inspire all members to work together to create the most respectful, honorable, and equitable environment possible that honors each student's unique talents. Of course, this is a lofty goal, one I could not achieve without my fellow cabinet members. We have our Vice President, Ananya Venkatachalam, our historian, Megan Von Abbo, our Hours Secretary, Shreya Krishnan, our Treasurer, Britvik Venkat, our Service Coordinator, Evelyn Thomas, who unfortunately could not attend tonight, our Meeting Minutes Secretary, Rafiq Eid, and our Attendance Secretary, Rafi Jalal. Thank you all for being such wonderful individuals to work with, and I look forward to working with all of the new inductees as well. I will now hand it over to Dr. Sarah Radigan, who will speak more about our chapter.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome our parents, family members, friends, and inductees. I'm Dr. Radigan. I'm here for Mr. Pete Nicholson, our principal, who could not be here tonight. I'm one of the assistant principals in D103. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening as we induct our new members into the North Penn chapter of the National Honor Society. As one of the high school assistant principals, there's nothing we take more pride in than seeing our students accomplish great things, whether that be academically, through music, drama, sports, or any other endeavor that brings them joy. As I look out over the NPHS students that are about to be inducted into our chapter of the National Honor Society, I hope you all join me in that tremendous pride tonight. These students, more than any other in the school, stand out as our best, brightest, and most involved students here at North Penn High School. They embody what we look for in each and every student, and tonight's induction ceremony is the culmination of years of hard work on the part of each of our new inductees and each student seated here before us. You should all be very proud of what they've accomplished at this point. I wanted to add a little anecdote here. I'm a parent as well. I have two little ones at home, a 5-year-old and a four-month-old. And I wanted to just highlight the importance of this evening to, especially the parents here. This is a night that I look forward to. I hope that one day, in maybe 10 years, I'm in the same seat you are and have this extreme pride and gratefulness for raising such wonderful children. So parents, as well as students, I really commend you on all your hard work here. It's a very, very important evening. So during the course of tonight, you will repeatedly hear the 4 pillars of which Honor Society membership is based. We have leadership, scholarship, character, and service. Our faculty selection committee reviewed each candidate's application to ensure that each inductee qualifies for membership based on not just 1 or even 2, but all 4 pillars. The students who will be inducted this evening have distinguished themselves in our classrooms and through their involvement with the community in service and leadership. Inductees, your fine example makes us very proud. You represent our school, our community, and most importantly, your families. And again, families, this is really a time for you to be proud of the energy, enthusiasm, and accomplishments of all of the inductees this evening. As you listen to their names announced and watch them cross the stage, remember that your high expectations and your support at home have set the stage for this evening's recognition. The selection process for the induction into National Honor Society is certainly not an easy one. I want to personally congratulate all 90 of our new inductees. This brings our total National Honor Society membership to 204. I want to especially thank Mr. Jackson and Mrs. Mclarnon, as well as the entire faculty council for their hard work in reviewing the applications, selecting tonight's inductees, and in planning the evening's program. At this time, I will let Mr. Jackson share the selection process, which he already has, and I'll turn it over to the students, and congratulations to all of our new inductees.
I would like to introduce you to our first guest speaker of the evening, Bridget Leary. Mrs. Leary has served as the executive director and founder of the Giving Tree. Please welcome her with a warm round of applause.
I want to say thank you so much to Principal Nicholson and Mr. Jackson for inviting me here to speak to you tonight. It is an honor to stand in front of such a fine group of scholars. Congratulations on your wonderful accomplishment. I know how hard you worked to achieve this honor, and you should be very proud of yourselves. I know that your parents are feeling immense pride sitting here with you. They are excited to share this special moment in your high school journey. To quickly introduce myself, my name is Bridget Leary, and I'm the founder and director of a nonprofit organization called The Giving Tree. Our mission is to educate children and teens of the merits of giving back to those in need in our community. We accomplish this through hands-on service projects paired with learning curricula. Our educational materials offer talking points about the projects, who they are helping, and why their time and effort will make such an impact in the life of someone else. I believe that if today's youth are given the chance to feel and learn this knowledge, they will grow into stronger, kinder community leaders who will understand everyone's need for dignity in their world. If you notice, I say feel and learn. Putting projects together with your own hands makes you think a little differently about what you are doing. As you fill a bag of food for someone who is hungry, there's a feeling that you have as you put your own strength and goodness into that bag with the food. You think about a student that doesn't have pens and pencils when you gather them to share them with that student. There's a tender compassion that you feel for a child who is experiencing a crisis when you fill their box with gifts and decorate it with happy thoughts. As you make a card for a senior citizen who is going to cherish that as the only bright spot in their day, you stop and color it just a little nicer. Sometimes it takes only one act of kindness and caring to change a person's life. So why is this important? Why should we try to serve others? Aren't our days already filled with so much to do and so much to worry about? 12 years ago, I asked myself these questions. I was raising 3 small children. I certainly had enough on my plate. But the answers to these questions were important. I wanted my children to know that not every child lives in the same reality, and not every adult has a support system. If this was important to me as a parent, then this must be important to many parents out there. If all of these families work together to bring kindness and compassion to the world, then our giving tree would continue to grow. The branches will spread, and our community will be filled with children growing up into compassionate adults. So I shared my inspiration with you, and now you know what has brought me here. What makes service important to you? What makes us all do what we do? What inspired Tony Carlson, a police officer with the Tallahassee Police Department, to help a homeless man struggling with an electric razor to shave for a job interview? He tightened the screw on his razor for him and then helped him shave. That simple act of kindness could have changed that individual's future. His name was Phil, and he got a job at McDonald's that day. What inspired Matt Cordoza to literally take off his shirt and give it to a homeless man named Rocky in Clearwater Beach, Florida? He posted a picture of Rocky to show just how happy he was to have a sweater. Rocky was offered a job by a restaurant that saw that post, and it took Matt Cordoza only a few minutes to make that post. Giving is not always just about how much money you have available to give. We all have time and talents as well. Rob Bliss, a videographer, made a video that went viral showing people how to use Amazon Prime Now to deliver necessities to people experiencing homelessness. And there are some who give of themselves to many people in a very intimate and personal way. Dr. James O'Connell is known as the street doctor. He spent 30 years with the Boston Healthcare for the Homeless program. He has an amazing career that he spent working directly with the city's most vulnerable. Initially, he thought his medical career would follow a different path, but he found that working with the homeless was so satisfying. Dr. O'Connell saw the difference that he was making, and that was his inspiration. In his book, Stories from the Shadows, Reflections of a Street Doctor, he shares individual essays about some of the patients he met, and he shared their stories. He said nothing changes in the life of a homeless person unless you slow down and take the time to earn their trust and develop a lasting relationship. As you can see, inspiration comes from a variety of sources. There's no right or wrong reason to help someone, only a reason. The reason that makes you stop what you're doing, press pause, and help someone. We're not all expected to follow the path of Dr. O'Connell. Spreading kindness fits into every classroom and every career. So as you carry out your call to service with the National Honor Society, remember that this is not a call to just do what is required to complete a task. You are establishing a pattern of giving. You should consider this to remain a part of your life. Every bag that you fill takes a hunger pain away, even if it is just for a time. Every sock roll that you make provides the warmth of a pair of socks and a snack to a person who feels alone and cold. Every time you decorate a box for a child in the hospital, you make that child feel comforted during a time that might be a bit sad and scary. Theologian Father Henry Nouwen said that compassion asks us to go where it hurts, to enter into places of pain, to share in brokenness, fear, confusion, and anguish. Compassion means going directly to those people and places where suffering is most acute and building a home there. So again, I say thank you for inviting me to share these thoughts with you tonight. Congratulations on your accomplishment. Keep working hard. I know you are all capable of amazing things. You have taken a giant step towards success in your future. You are the community leaders of tomorrow. Your academic achievements reflect your determination and perseverance to achieve your goal. We all know you will bring talent and creativity to your future. Be sure to find your inspiration to give back and do it with the same energy that you brought to your academics. We all carry with us this great deal of power to make the world a better place through our kindness and generosity. I'll leave you with a final quote by a wonderful actress from the classic movie era. Audrey Hepburn said, "As you grow older, you will discover that you have two hands, one for helping yourself and one for helping others." Thank you.
Our second guest speaker of the evening is Catherine Hoth, the mother of two daughters who is currently teaching fourth grade, and another is a junior in high school. She is also the Senior Director of Regulatory Affairs International Vaccines at Merck & Company, Inc. She's the co-founder and secretary and treasurer of Concurrona Alliance Foundation, or KAFO, Inc. She's also the International Service Committee leader in the Souderton Telford Rotary Club, and she is on the board of directors of the Keystone Opportunity Center. Please welcome Catherine Hoth to the podium.
Congratulations to the students who are being inducted into the National Honor Society, and to the parents, teachers, and community members who have supported you along the way. You have chosen a path of character, scholarship, leadership, and service that I believe will enable you to have a challenging but meaningful life of great purpose. You might wonder if life really has to be challenging to be meaningful and purposeful. And I believe that it does. I also believe that from the greatest challenges come the greatest rewards. I would like to tell you a little bit about the challenges in my life and where those challenges have led me, with the hope that you will look at the challenges in your own lives and recognize that these are opportunities to form your character as you find your purpose. I was born in the Booth Memorial Hospital for Unwed Mothers. I was a source of great shame from the time of my conception. My mother was beaten repeatedly by her father when he found out that she was pregnant, with the hope that she would have a miscarriage. When she didn't, she was thrown out of the house and forced to find somewhere else to live. She lived with a friend for a few months, but when she became visibly pregnant, she was asked to leave there too. She spent some time being supported by the Salvation Army before ending up at the hospital for unwed mothers, scared and alone and unsure what would happen next. After I was born, I was placed into foster care while the adoption agency tried to find a home that would take me in. They found a couple that had adopted a baby a year before who was willing to take another one. I was described as a fussy baby who cried a lot and was often inconsolable. Articles I have read since then say that this is common. Adoptees often feel confused and traumatized by the loss of their mothers, and they feel completely powerless about how to stop the pain and face the world. I appreciate the parents who took me in. They had tried having a child of their own for 9 years before adopting a son, and they were not planning to adopt another child so soon. As if having two babies so close together wasn't challenging enough, my adoptive mother found herself pregnant soon after adopting me, leaving her with 3 babies in 3 years. As much as I appreciated being taken in, I didn't feel like I belonged. I was a very sensitive child, surrounded by depression, anxiety, and anger. My parents were overwhelmed with caring for 3 children and stressed by the financial demands of raising a family. I felt like a huge burden and couldn't wait to become self-sufficient and move out on my own. One of my strongest childhood memories is of watching a Save the Children ad on TV. I learned that there was a famine in Ethiopia, and there were hundreds of thousands of children dying of starvation. I saw images of those children, thin and sick, with large stomachs from malnutrition and flies all around them. I wondered how it was possible for children to be dying in a world where there was so much of everything all around us. I couldn't figure out a way to help those children then, but I wanted to get to a point in my life when I could not only support myself, but also figure out a way to share the abundance of what we have in the US with children in other countries who did not have their basic needs met. I wanted a life that was peaceful and free from the depression, anxiety, and anger I grew up with. I also wanted a life of love in which I could share what I had with others so that they could have better lives. In an effort to move towards self-sufficiency, when I was 16, I got a job at Chick-fil-A. I planned to save as much money as I could to pay for college and any other expenses to free my adoptive parents from being responsible for me. I spent as much time as possible away from home, playing on high school teams for field hockey, basketball, volleyball, and track, and working at Chick-fil-A in the evenings and on Saturdays. When I went home, I spent time alone doing homework and studying, determined to get a good education to help me create a new life. It was at Chick-fil-A that I met a 20-year-old man who was attending a college in Boston. Soon after we met, in the summer between my junior and senior years of high school, we began dating, and within just a couple of weeks, he became the first person in my life to ever say that he loved me. After a lifetime of feeling like I was worthless and a burden, I was so happy to have found someone who thought I had value. He returned to college in Boston just a few weeks later, only to return soon after, saying that he missed me too much and that he couldn't live without me. I was overwhelmed by the seriousness of it all as I considered colleges to attend and what my major might be. But I was determined to make it work. In my mind, I had found the one person in the world who did not see me as a worthless burden. I was positive that we could overcome life's challenges together and build a life of peacefulness and love. What I did not realize then was that I was following a pattern that would play out repeatedly throughout my life. After growing up in a household surrounded by depression and anxiety, I was dating a person plagued by depression and anxiety. I did everything I could to help him get through college and get a job and try almost every idea he had for ways to be happy. He was a few years ahead of me, so I rushed through college and graduated in 3 years so I could begin my life as his wife and we could work to build a life together. That's not how it worked. He continued to suffer from depression and anxiety, and over time he became frustrated by that and was angry and abusive. After only 2.5 years of marriage and many angry outbursts during which I thought I might die, I decided it would be better to figure things out on my own, and I left the marriage and moved in with colleagues from work. The good news is that by then I had successfully finished college with a degree in biology, and I found work that paid for my bills. The problem was that the work I found was in conducting research on animals, and I was losing sleep over the suffering I was causing. Determined to live a life that was more aligned with my core values of peacefulness and love, I made a career change that led me to work at Merck. I've worked at Merck for over 25 years now, and I've learned so much, not only about how medicines and vaccines are developed, manufactured, and approved for distribution, but more importantly, how to lead. When I joined the company as an entry-level scientist, I worked hard to do whatever was needed to make the best products possible. Over time, I gained confidence in my work, and I realized that I could share what I knew with others so they too could deliver the best products possible. I'm now the Senior Director of an international regulatory group responsible for the registration of vaccines in primarily low and middle income countries. I have many close friendships with colleagues from all over the world who have formed a more beautiful, diverse community of caring than I would have ever dreamed possible. I have 2 daughters who I love deeply and who have brought the greatest joy to my life. And all of this great fortune just makes me appreciate life even more and want to share it with as many people as I can. In February of 2019, I visited the United Nations office in Ethiopia to work with the World Health Organization and representatives from many governments in Africa to register a vaccine for the prevention of Ebola virus disease. I had never forgotten the images I had seen as a child of the starving children in Ethiopia, and I had spent most of my life trying to figure out how to help those in need. I had volunteered with and donated to many organizations dedicated to relieving suffering and improving lives in my community and around the world. I supported soup kitchens, homeless shelters, housing for people making low wages, and orphanages. I supported education, small businesses, micro-lending, the Home and School Association, churches, and community outreach programs. I fostered kittens and cats and puppies and dogs and rescued wildlife in my community. I was searching for my purpose and hoping I would recognize it when I saw it. When I was in Ethiopia, I had the chance to talk with a colleague from Merck who was from the small village of Concurrona in Burkina Faso. I knew he was supporting education for many children from the village he grew up in, and I had asked him 6 years previously if I could help. At that time, he told me that I should focus on making sure that my family had everything they needed, and his advice gave me peace of mind for a short time, but before long, I started searching for my purpose again. While we were in Ethiopia, we had the chance to talk more about what life was like in the village that he grew up in and what the people in the village needed now. He described multi-grade classrooms in elementary school with up to 90 students in each class who had few books to share among them. There were a few wells for water, but they were contaminated from the environment, and all but 2 of the wells ran dry during the dry season each year. Healthcare was extremely limited, and 7 of his 13 siblings had died of preventable causes. I was positive that helping to improve the lives of the people in this village was my purpose, and by the end of the trip, we agreed to start a nonprofit organization for development in the village. My work as a regulatory professional at Merck helped me as I navigated the process of starting a nonprofit organization, and in May 2019, the Concurrona Alliance Foundation, or CAFO, was formed. We started our work focusing on education in the village by building new classrooms and housing for teachers. We bought books for every student. We supported tutoring every day after school. And in 2019, before any of this work was done, 2 students passed from elementary school into middle school. In 2020, there were 20 students who passed. And this year, 33 students passed to middle school. Now, there is no middle school in the village, so students need to travel for 2 hours each day, going 11 miles on bikes to get to the closest town with a middle school. But this is a good problem to have, and one that we can work to fix. North Penn High School student Shreya Krishnan, who is a senior this year, has already started raising money for construction of a middle school by hosting a beautiful concert in August. And we hope to finish raising the funds to start the construction of the middle school in 2022. While this great progress was being made in the elementary school, we have been working to improve access to water and healthcare too. Earlier this year, we built a water tower to provide a clean source of water for the people in the village and enable us to install running water in the new health center that we were building. The health center is expected to be finished this year, which we hope will save and improve the lives of thousands of people in Concurrona and surrounding villages. These are just a few stories from my messy, challenging life that I'm hoping will encourage you to embrace life's challenges, learn from them, and make something amazing. In closing, I encourage you to follow the advice of John Wesley. Do all the good that you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can. Congratulations again on being inducted into the National Honor Society. I encourage you to dream big as you consider your life's purpose and keep going in the face of unexpected challenges. Thank you.
All inductees, please rise. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. We are now going to be doing the pillar speeches as follows. Leadership will be first.
Leadership, service, scholarship, and character are the foundational pillars of the National Honor Society. As each of the NHS officers discuss the pillars, a candle will be lit to highlight the 4 core values of membership. While the technical difficulties are being sorted out, all inductees may sit.
Leadership.
The first pillar of NHS is leadership. Most people characterize leadership as the ability to successfully influence or guide a group of individuals. However, common definitions do not accurately express the amount of collaboration that being a leader entails. While it is true that confidence and persistence help leaders in their management, humility and an open mind are just as, and in some cases, more important. Remember, being a leader is not entirely about making your own ideas a reality. It is about learning from your peers to create a productive environment that fosters equality and fairness for all.
As Emily said, one of the most important qualities for us high schoolers to have is leadership. In our community, it's key to have a positive goal, to set these goals, and to make your intentions into reality. This is how we progress. Steps forward can be made by you, and as a united collection of students, we can truly create change. Having a clear strategy, a goal to persevere, and inspire your peers will drive us as a student body to appeal to our best natures. Producing change starts with the first step. As leaders of your community, you are taking that first step.
Service.
Service is a difficult concept to understand. For some, giving back to their community with nothing in return seems completely foreign to them. Yet I believe these students do it for another reason. Seeing the smile on a person's face or the look of gratefulness rise across their body simply from a student providing them with food, helping them at a front desk, or cleaning up after a disaster seems to be more than enough for these students. In a world that needs more acts of service, I'm glad to know that students such as these are going out into the world and providing it.
Service has impacted me in multiple ways, from serving at my local hospital to working to uplift an underprivileged community in Africa. It has built my character and also showed me that I have the ability to impact people's lives. You can always find ways to serve at your home or even in your local communities. And remember, even just making one person's day better goes a long way.
Scholarship. Scholarship is the third pillar of NHS. An NHS scholar is one who holds strong academic achievements in school. By being at the top of their class, they set an example for the rest of the school. Many times, these students also represent North Penn's academic and sports teams. The self-discipline needed to maintain these grades while also doing other activities is truly worthy of commendation.
Scholarship extends beyond the classroom. It is a lifelong commitment to knowledge and learning. Knowledge is one great element of life, attained through both diligence and effort. I commend these students for their willingness to spend time cultivating their minds and taking the time to learn beyond the classroom, seeking out learning opportunities and experiences.
Character.
Character is the fourth pillar of the NHS, and really, what are we all without our character? All of our successes, accolades, and achievements all burn away, and we're left with ourselves, our word, and our character. And clearly, your student here tonight understands the value of character. Whether they volunteered at a local organization or helped students study for the SAT, they've given their time in a meaningful way and understand the fourth pillar very well, and we're very happy to have them in the NHS.
Character is not something that is learned, but it is something inherited. These inductees were selected because they portray three core values: integrity, for example, having a clean academic record; citizenship, including participating in local activities; and respect towards others. One must exhibit these characteristics to be in good standing with NHS.
Thank you so much, Megan, for creating that wonderful video. If all inductees can please stand, Shreya will lead you in the pledge.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I pledge to engage in worthy and valuable service, to maintain a high scholastic standing, to endeavor intelligently and courageously, to maintain an untarnished character, and to lead in all things that advance the welfare of our community. In this way, I will prove myself worthy of a place in the National Honor Society. You may all sit down now. Now we will call the inductees to the stage for them to receive their certificates.
Good evening. We request that you refrain from all applause until the last inductee's name is read. Ijena Adibe.
Mali Agris.
Samran Akhtar.
Samiha Alam.
Kira Allison, who has been inducted in absentia.
Jack Bachman.
Jennifer Beck.
Ashika Bhatt.
Lauren Blanche.
Aiden Broadhead.
Julia Kantz.
Sophia Chang.
Ashley Cho.
Nathan Cho.
Gite Choi.
Sophia Choi.
Sophia Choi.
Robert Dalton.
Om Dave.
Shri Deve.
Andrew Davis.
Jillian Del Giorno, inducted in absentia.
Gia Desai.
Gigi Dinesh.
Grace Durkin.
Jack Ely.
India Felder.
Megan Flanagan.
Noor Ghiasuddin.
Pari Godasara.
Noor Gorbel.
Ria Gohel.
Sharanya Gupta.
Kaylee Hartman.
Ashley Hickok.
Abigail Holmberg.
Casey Hong.
Charlie Wong.
Van Huynh.
Jami Islam.
Sanjana Jacob.
Shafi Jalal.
Brian Kamal.
Juhan Kim.
Julianne Coe.
Amanda Lanasa.
Brian Landis.
Ashley Lau.
Erin Lee.
Isabella Leonardo.
Madeline Lewis, who has been inducted in absentia.
Hannah Linneman.
Audrey McNair.
Shovik Majumder.
Nicole Mariachi.
Ethan McBride.
Haley Mead.
Johnny Mang.
Caitlin Morse.
Alana Wen.
Darren Wynn.
Annika Nagan.
Faith Knoll.
Lindsay Ostrowski.
Karina Patel.
Hannah Pierce.
Megan Pierce.
Annabelle Pearson.
Yash Prabhu.
Nathania Prinsley.
Shreya Raji.
Shreyash Ranjan.
Ryan Reddy.
Andy Salmon.
Ivy Scattergood.
Maggie Schaefer, inducted in abstention.
Michelle Schwartz.
Pavitra Senthil Murugan.
Nadia Sharifi.
Emily Shin.
Kara Stringfellow.
Anaf Dausif.
Dhruv Doda.
Kirk Vesper.
Agnes Walker.
Vrishti Yadav.
Sri Yartha.
Jacob Yin.
Sophia Yu.
And Brittany Zhang.
first off, I would like to extend a sincere congratulations to the newest members of North Penn's National Honor Society. You are all truly special individuals, and the officers, advisor, and I are thrilled to have you here. I hope you all enjoy and take advantage of your membership by getting as involved as possible while learning how influential your own kind helping hand can be to others. Please continue to positively inspire your peers and the community around you. Remember, it is one thing to work around others, and it is one thing to work with others. Your fellow members are your greatest strength. Thank you to the advisors and officers for making this induction a huge success, and to our musicians, ushers, and photographers, and our wonderful guest speakers. Lastly, thank you to our administration here tonight for supporting our organization. Thank you, audience, for attending tonight's ceremony, and have a wonderful night.